Imagine your world goes dark. Not dark as in night, but dark as in empty. All human knowledge gone. No books, no internet, no teachers. The only library left is the living world. Your only professors are the animals. What would you learn? Not just how to hunt like a lion or fly like an eagle, that's the simple part. What fundamental truths about reality would we discover if our science was built not on physics, but on biology? Our first language might not be spoken, but written in slime. The single-celled slime mold, Physarum polycephalum, leaves behind chemical trails to communicate. When faced with a maze, it doesn't wander aimlessly. It extends, retracts, and reinforces the most efficient paths, creating a network smarter than any single part of it. This isn't just about finding food, it's a physical algorithm. Our first cities, our first transit maps might be grown, not built, following these ancient, efficient patterns.
From there, we'd learn to build. Not with blueprints and bosses, but through stigmergy, the principle used by termites. One termite deposits a pheromone-laced pellet of mud. That scent makes it more likely another termite will deposit its pellet nearby. From these simple, anonymous interactions, colossal air-conditioned mounds emerge. There's no master plan, just a cascade of reactions. Our architecture would be emergent, self-organizing, and impossibly complex.
But what about the architect inside our heads? Our very idea of self would be challenged by the octopus. 2/3 of its neurons are in its arms. Each arm can taste, touch, and move with a mind of its own. It's an intelligence that is distributed, not centralized. Could a human society function like this, where individuals possess a form of independent consciousness, working together as a coordinated whole? It forces you to ask, where does you actually end? Our sense of place would be fundamentally different. Forget north, south, east, west as abstract concepts. We would learn from birds and sea turtles who navigate using an internal compass. They see the Earth's magnetic fields, a sense called magnetoreception, possibly through proteins called cryptochromes in their eyes. For them, the world is overlaid with invisible lines of force. We wouldn't invent a compass. We would strive to evolve the sense itself, perceiving the planet as a dynamic field of energy. Our economy wouldn't run on money, but on a dance. A honeybee scout finds a patch of flowers and returns to the hive. It performs a waggle dance, a symbolic language that tells other bees the precise direction and distance to the food. But here's the genius. The more valuable the source, the more vigorous the dance. The hive collectively allocates its workforce based on this honest, real-time data. It's a perfect market, a distributed consensus algorithm for managing resources without greed or currency. Time itself would be biological. We wouldn't measure it with gears and pendulums, but with the internal clocks that govern all life. We'd learn from the great daily vertical migration of zooplankton in the ocean, the largest migration on Earth, all driven by the sun. Or the precise timing of a bear's hibernation. Our society wouldn't be ruled by the 9 to 5, but by the deep, cyclical rhythms of chronobiology, aligning our lives with the turning of the planet. And when we got sick, our pharmacy would be the forest, and our doctors would be chimpanzees. The study of animals self-medicating is called zoopharmacognosy. We'd observe chimps chewing the bitter pith of the Vernonia amygdalina plant to kill intestinal parasites. We would see pregnant elephants eating the bark of a specific tree to induce labor. Every cure would be discovered through careful observation, a medical science based entirely on ethology. Our approach to injury would be radically different. Instead of fixing what's broken, we would seek to regrow what's lost. We would be obsessed with the axolotl, a salamander that can regenerate not just limbs, but parts of its heart and even its brain perfectly. We'd study planarian flatworms, which can be cut into hundreds of pieces, with each piece regrowing a complete body. Our entire medical field would focus on unlocking the power of the blastema, the cluster of stem cells that makes this incredible regrowth possible. How would we organize ourselves? Perhaps not as a democracy or a monarchy, but as a eusocial colony, like the naked mole rat. In their subterranean world, a single queen breeds, while specialized castes of workers dig, forage, and defend. It's a model of extreme cooperation and self-sacrifice for the colony's good. It forces a difficult question. Would we trade our concept of individual freedom for the absolute security and efficiency of the hive? Ultimately, the greatest lesson wouldn't come from any one animal. It would come from the connections between them all. From the trophic cascade, where reintroducing wolves to Yellowstone National Park changed the behavior of elk, which allowed trees to grow back, which brought back birds and beavers, who built dams that created new habitats. The wolves even changed the course of rivers. We would learn that everything is connected. The human who learned only from animals wouldn't be a savage. They would be a systems thinker of the highest order. Their science, philosophy, and society would be built on principles of decentralization, regeneration, and interdependence. Their goal wouldn't be to conquer nature, but to find their place within its intricate, beautiful, and sometimes brutal logic. They might be more alien to us than any extraterrestrial, but in a way, they'd also be more at home here than we've ever been. Monotony has grown fast. Nearly 2,700 people have watched in the last few weeks, yet less than 0.03% are subscribed. It would mean a lot if you joined by hitting subscribe. And again, thanks for watching.